our realities are different. You know, for example, let's take a job. Now, for Indian people, and I have so many employees in my company, I know what job means to them. It's a very different relationship you have with an employees here in this country versus what you have in the US. We don't have a hire and fire kind of culture. Our people get attached to a place, and they want, yes, they want best of both the worlds. They want the new salaries, but at the same time, they want the job security at the same time. That's the reason the reputation of the organization matters a lot to them. So I think similarly, when it comes to consumer also behaves like that. He wants a certain continuity and trust in the product, and at the same time doesn't want to be taken, doesn't want himself to be taken or herself to be taken for granted. So both these things go hand in hand. So we as a country have always lived with contradictions, and we love coexistence of contradiction. Yes, I want this and I want that also. I want spirituality plus I want Vaibhav at the same time. You will not. Why should I leave this for this? Why can't they coexist? And you see various examples of it all around our lives. ये भी चल रहा है, वो भी चल रहा है. This is this also and that also. Why should see that single-mindedness with which the world approaches life? It doesn't exist in India. You know, we are not single-minded people. We are layered people. We do have, yes, I love you and I love you both. That kind of culture is there. So it is something which needs to be understood about. And I think every culture has some nuances. And any marketing strategy, which is a global marketing strategy, has to have fill in the gaps. Has to have the room for the local interpretation and local understanding to be reflecting there. And I think that's what, and I think Coke as a company understands that pretty well. What about clients? I think even consumer doesn't understand it. Social media is something which we do not understand. Somebody was telling me that Facebook, if it was a country, it will be the third largest country in the world after China and India. Now, is it a country? What is definition of country? Country is just a set of people parking themselves. I think Facebook is a parking lot. You're parking your car there. You're not a country. Country comes with culture. And I think, yes, codes emerge, but they can't be called culture. And as a result, people are, and at the same time, there is another theory which says no. Because of things like Facebook and social media, a new culture is emerging. Somebody from McKinsey yesterday was talking to me, and they were talking about attention deficit in the youth. So I think there are some fundamental effects which the researchers are doing. So is this reality right now is transient. We are in a transition phase. We do not know, even the consumer who's experiencing it doesn't know what he is experiencing or she is experiencing. So if you say marketers, do they understand it? Yeah, they try to. It's not about understanding, it's about being in rhythm with it. Are they trying to be in rhythm with it? Yes, they are. Does anyone understand it? Nobody understands it clearly what exactly is happening. It's a new reality which will become part of, I feel, fundamental human values do get altered a little bit. Yes, human brain adapts, but fundamentally human requirements don't change.
Is it here to stay?
Of course it's here. It's here to stay.
You see it a longer life?
Yes, it will become very much a part of our life. But tomorrow it will become part of our life as much as, like, you say that you can't even imagine that people used to walk from one city to another city. There were no trains, there were no buses, there were no airplanes. So people used to walk, and they used to take their food. They used to have in between, sarai and all those things where they used to stay. Now you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine that people used to travel like that. So today we've taken transportation for granted, exactly like this. So social media and new social media reality and digital world will become as much part of our life as transportation is today, and it will be there. Other key trends is that the whole world is looking towards emerging markets, and that's becoming a focus. And I think a lot of interest about India, and that's the reason Adasia in India is so successful, because people are interested in India. And I also see the ease with which India handles ideas coming from other parts of the world. And I'm really proud to be an Indian, where I see ideas, coming to us, and we are embracing them very fast, and sort of that's a great quality about India. See, uncertainty is there. There is a confusion there. There is a lot of change. But I think all these kind of conferences are trying to do is that sensitizing you towards what is happening around you. And also when you sit together, so it's like-minded people, that you realize I'm not alone. Everybody's in the same boat. So, and when we discuss, then I think things open. As I said, nobody clearly knows nobody can define the era we are living in. But gradually we are trying to grapple with it, trying to understand it. And that's what happens when you meet people together and you discuss. I think dialogues open, minds, and clarity emerges, and that's what I'm expecting out of it. We had a very good year. We had a robust growth this year. To give you an example, our Delhi operation grew by 40% this year, which is a wonderful growth. I think there is, but at the same time, there is a certain cautiousness if you see in the existing clients towards the spend, and I don't see a gloomy tomorrow, but I definitely see a little bit of slowdown in terms of because as we are not shielded from the global realities anymore. At the same time, we have a very big local market, very self-sufficient local market. So that balances us out, and I think if we focus our energies in a positive direction, I think it will impact us less than it will impact the rest of the world. For us, for McCann, the key focus areas would be to increase our offerings, to increase our capabilities, to create more focus on the new realities which are emerging. We have already, have a very good. We have strengthened our digital capabilities, for example, in our MRM division, which is very big. Also, we are coming up as a very solid healthcare agency, McCann Healthcare, which is there. So a lot of these divisions will be our focus, other than advertising, which is definitely there at the center of it.
So you're kind of focusing on the
integrated approach and more offerings for our clients, so that we can give them a holistic sort of service. I believe dialogues do help in broadening our horizon, opening our minds, opening new windows in our minds. When you share realities, I think share your truth with another person, then the person shares his or her truth, and as a result you arrive at something which is very fruitful. I think it's not about going back with the 5-point agenda. It's about have a clearer head when you walk out of a place like this. I think it's not a methodical sharing. India's Indian sharing.
Right.
We imbibe and then we say, what happened, and I think it builds conversations. The people who will go back will talk, and I think that's how it will imbibe. But I don't have any plans that people who have come here will make presentations what they learned. But at the same time, I think in our conferences it will reflect. Naturally, it will reflect. Everybody can't be there because there are jobs, everyday jobs people have to do. If everybody blocks here 3 days and comes and sits here, who will work there in the company? That's also. So even myself, I'll be leaving in the afternoon today to Bombay. I'll be leaving. The key takeaway I said is that it is about the popular culture. The fact that in the Coca-Cola as a company with Liquid and Links program, they're trying to contribute to the popular culture, be part of popular culture. There's a genuine attempt to be part of conversations. I think which is not non-conventional thinking. It is not, and the role of advertising also changes there. Advertising, which I always believe personally, because I feel that this is how I practice. I practice many things. I never thought, people ask me this question and now they no more ask, but earlier they used to ask, oh, so you do films also, you do songs also, you do poetry also. I said, I see this all as a part of communication, and that is what is happening today. A company like Coca-Cola is making you realize that, listen, I have to reach out to my consumer. It doesn't matter, I make a 30-second commercial, I make a web better, I make a iPhone app, or I just do a stage show. It doesn't matter how I reach out, but I have to reach out to them. So for me, I think that's what you want to be. You want to be part of the conversations of people in everyday life, and that's the way. That's the takeaway from Joe's session. They're trying to become part of the everyday conversations and join hands with the consumer in their everyday life.